Hi, this is Match Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews, trailer, and short reactions, you're in the right place. So want to subscribe and hit the like button down below.
On this Throwback Thursday, we're going to be reviewing Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch is a 1982 horror film written and directed by Lee Wallace. It stars Tom Atkins as Dr. Dan Challis, Stacey Nelkin as Ellie Grimbridge, and Dan O'Hurley as Conal Cochran.
Conal Cochran and his Silver Shamrock company are clearly up to something sinister. What are the evil plans for Halloween? What does this have to do with the missing pieces of Stonehenge? Are the children safe? Does anyone actually care?
So let's look at the good. And honestly, this is a stretch because it was difficult to find much good about this movie. The concept of the movie is not bad. It has potential to be something very creepy and very cool. The masks were cool. That whole evil, sinister plot to kill the children with a mask is cool. But it was poorly executed, poorly explained, just not great.
And the reason behind it sucked. I think, for me, the only thing that I kind of liked was the music. And even that stupid song that was so irritating, it did make sense, and they used it quite well during most of the movie.
It did build up that bit of tension going forward
And
as it
irritation.
counted down. And irritation. And then just the ambient music. John Carpenter is really good at putting a good score together. The only part that felt kind of like Halloween was that.
Yeah, and that takes us to the bad. The worst thing for me was the main character played by Tom Atkins. That doctor was such a misogynist pig. He was so chauvinistic. He sexually harassed all the women around him, and he risked his life so he can get a piece of ass.
Literally every single woman in that movie, every single co-star he had, every time he was in a scene with another female actor, it was bad, actually.
Literally everything wrong with those days, and I'm grateful not to be in those days.
It kind of spoils the movie if you can't root for the main character, the one who's investigating the evil corporation. No, not one bit did I root for him.
Yeah, he was the most dislikable protagonist I have ever come across. I really didn't like anything about him. He's an alcoholic. And when he did do cool things, it was just so randomly amazing. It's how the f did he do that? It was just a bit bizarre. And even at parts of the end of the movie when he's sneaking around that place, literally no sane person would do that. It was just bizarre. I feel bad for the actor because I know it's not him that sucked, it was the script. But I don't know if I can look at that actor ever in any other movie and take him seriously.
Yeah. Kind of spoiled now. And I think just in general, what the hell were they thinking? The movie deviated so far from Halloween 1 and 2. And I know they're trying to do an anthology type thing. But it's Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 is Michael Myers and Michael Myers. And then suddenly Halloween 3, we've completely thrown that away. It never set itself up as an anthology.
Yeah.
It never set itself up we're going to have different types of movies. It's so weird.
I don't know why they didn't just call something else and leave Halloween out completely. Because even though it didn't take place in the same universe as Halloween, we saw snippets of Halloween with Michael Myers in the TV in the background constantly. So they were paying homage to it, but then they departed from it completely. Choose what you want to do.
Yes.
Either you didn't like the Michael Myers concept and you're doing something new, or you like the Michael Myers concept and you just stick with that. Because that was obviously, sadly, way better than this movie.
Yes. The fact that from 4 onwards we go on with Michael Myers, even the 4th one's title has Michael Myers in the title. 4, 5 and 6 all had Michael Myers in the title. I think they realised, oh wait, maybe Halloween is all about Michael Myers.
That's smart that they added his name in the title, because I would never go watch another one like this.
Yes. So oh good, we're going back to actually stories people want to see.
Yeah. I don't even know what this movie was, because it wasn't a slasher.
It reminded me like almost of a Twilight Zone Outer Limits type episode, except a bit more gory.
And more out there, because at least Outer Limits, they tried to make it sound logical. They tried.
There were some that didn't make much sense. They were a bit out there, but you knew, okay, the next episode was going to be better because they're completely separate. This was a standalone movie, so if the whole concept doesn't make sense at the end, it's rubbish.
The physics were terrible. Drove me crazy because the guy just like he's pressing on someone's eyes. Sure, you'll pop out their eyes eventually, but you're not going to pop off their whole head. Or other pieces where he's holding someone's neck and he's those evil guys, those robot things. And he pops off the person's head, like what happened to the person's bones and stuff like that. It's not going to happen. I hated that. And then what makes it worse is towards the end, he's fighting those, the main protagonist is fighting the robots. He punches one robot, dead.
Yes.
The woman at the end fights with forever, punches her senses, he's still not dead. And my most painful experience of this movie is seeing her when she had her arm pulled off. It looked like they had sewn two prawn tails together to try and make it look kind of cool, but it was just gross and stupid. Why couldn't they have kept it with wires or something? I don't know what the hell they were doing. The physics was just awful.
And speaking of the bad guys, they were some of the most unintimidating, unoriginal, bad guys. You got guys in suits standing around. If it's something like Agent Smith from The Matrix, then it's creepy. It's done so well because he's got that robot-like how he holds himself.
And voice.
Yes, but he's got the menace in the voice. These were kind of robotish and they're standing around, but they didn't speak and they just were there.
Even in X-Files, they have those guys in the suits, the aliens,
yes.
But they got like really big, menacing guys to play it so that you felt intimidated watching them. These just looked like average guys that like nothing. It was just so boring. It didn't feel scary or threatening or anything. It's just like, I'm not taking them seriously at all.
Yes. So going from iconic mask and stature of Michael Myers to these guys, although I must say the masks were pretty cool in this.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
And it's masks we still sell today. And I also think the cherry evil guy, the main antagonist of the movie, was okay.
He wasn't the worst in the movie. The actors in general were really bad throughout.
I think he was the only one that I would say wasn't bad. Except for the right at the end when that Stonehenge blows him up or whatever, and those weird-ass graphics they made. That drove me crazy. Except for that piece, I think he was the best actor in the movie.
Okay, what the hell was Stonehenge? Like, how did that feature into any of this?
And the witchcraft, and they're talking about the Celts, and Samhain, and I'm like, none of that is remotely based on any fact. And even if it was true, he didn't explain why it means anything to him. It was just bizarre. He was just using this abstract thing to excuse his madness. He must have been absolutely nutters.
And then the deaths are supposed to be these horrific things and, oh no, this person died. Honestly, I burst out laughing. Not because it was funny, but it's like absolutely ridiculous. The one fiddles with one of the Silver Shamrock tags and it shoots a laser into her mouth and it kills her.
And her face melts and stuff. And it wasn't even like it melted in a more localized area and it spread. Just her whole face randomly melted. It's like...
It was so bad. Just everything was so bad.
I think this movie was just legit painful to watch. It took us a whole week to get through the movie. I really struggled to want to watch this movie finished.
So yeah, overall following that, don't watch it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a huge fan of the series, you can maybe watch it, but it's got nothing to do with the series, so you could skip it, I think. And you wouldn't miss anything. I think in terms of ratings, I just gave it a 1 because it exists.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1 because people were employed for a couple of days, so good for them.
Yeah. One of my least favourite movies ever.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments down below. This is kind of a cult movie and there are people that like it. If you're one of them, why?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Later.